Hey, and welcome back to another Create a Princess Sim with me, and today we have Anastasia. I'm not sure if many of you guys have watched Anastasia, but she is one of my favorite princesses, and I'm not really sure if she's actually part of Disney, but it's an American animated musical history fantasy film that is revolving around this princess called Anastasia, or better known as the Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna of Russia. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right or I butchered it, but she is the youngest daughter of the last Russian Tsar, Nicholas II. And this is set in an alternate version of 1926 that follows an 18-year-old amnesiac orphan, Anya, who is hoping to find some trace of her past, and that is from Wikipedia. I love Anastasia. I love her furiness. I love how spicy or like sassy she is, and she's also really pretty. So I love the way they portray the character. I also love the romance or the relationship that she has together with Dmitri, and I'm sure a lot of girls actually really had something for Dmitri. I think I happened to see a TikTok one day of this person who went to Europe or something, and in the city square she was filming this guy doing some iron work or something, and he really looks like Dmitri. So a lot of comments were like, "Oh my gosh, that's Dmitri," and I really love Dmitri and Anastasia. So hey, if you want me to do like create a sim prince edition with Dmitri, let me know in the comments. So yeah, this show follows along Anya and on a journey where she goes to Paris and finally meeting the Empress, Dowager Empress, to see if she actually is Anastasia. So you would notice that in the couple of looks that I have, they come from or inspired by some of the outfits that she wore during the film, and certain parts of the film. So I decided to choose the first look as her signature look of her in her rags, and it just so happened that in the werewolf pack there is this particular set that kind of has the same color palette that is similar to the one that she wore in the show. And I gave her this necklace. I wanted to give her like a heart. I know that in the original, like in the film, it actually looks like some sort of clover. And when I saw this particular CC, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's the necklace. However, I didn't give her a green one for some odd reason. I did give her a green one, so I kind of regret that. I also regret not giving her gloves and a hat, but if you'd seen earlier, the hat actually didn't fit the hair, so I just left it. So in the second outfit here, it's actually when she breaks into the palace, and she's in this huge dancing room, and she's just imagining, how, like, recalling a memory. And if you remember, she took off her coat, and when she took off her coat, it showed the inside where she was wearing this oversized frumpy dress that's kind of tattered at the end. But I didn't want to give her I didn't want to have a modern remake of that, so I gave her instead something that's similar in terms of color palette, and she was wearing yellow or mustard yellow and browns, and so I thought that look, the second one, was a perfect look. In this third look, you would see that I gave her actually a headpiece, which kind of looks like a tiara. I don't have a tiara CC, but if you know a tiara CC, put it down in the comments. But I gave her this headpiece, which I thought was really, really cute, and it kind of looks princessy. And in her, it's in the same scene where she's in this big living room or dance room, and she's dancing around, and suddenly she twirls and she turns into, or suddenly has on, this really nice dress with the yellow and a blue. And I just was really inspired by the color palette more than the entire dress. So I didn't want to give her like a ball gown dress. I wanted to go with something more creative than that, because if I wanted a ballroom dress, I would have just clicked the set and it's just immediately just one piece, right? But I wanted to give it a little bit of a spin. So I'm more inspired by the colors that she wore in that particular outfit. So if you remember, it's pretty much like a yellow, and there's a blue, and there's the headpiece, and maybe a little bit of gold or silver, something shimmery, right? And so I wanted to do a little spin on that. So if you notice, I gave her the headpiece, which is that something shiny. She was wearing a tiara. And I thought, okay, maybe what would Anya, I almost said Anastasia, that sounded a little weird. I'm sorry, I meant Anya. What would Anya wear if she was a modern girl? And I thought this was pretty cute. I mean, this looks kind of like princessy, like girly, but yet it's also a little bit more creative and out of the ordinary. So I thought that was really cute. For this other look, this look that I'm doing right now is very much inspired by when she had gone to Paris and to meet the cousin of the empress, and they decided to go shopping. And so this was the first look that she had when she came out of the Chanel store. So I didn't want to give her like a one piece, which is way too simple and easy. So I wanted to challenge myself to think, what can I give her that is something similar, inspired by the colors, or something that kind of references back to what she wore. And so this particular top was so on point to what she was wearing outside of the Chanel store. So if you remember, she had a purple dress with like a huge ribbon on her shoulder, and she had this updo with a little bit of the fringe. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna make this look with an updo and totally purple, right? So therefore I went with this particular look, because I think this might be something what Anya would wear, and also something out of the ordinary. And this butterfly necklace, I thought, was such a cute reference to the scene where she was on a boat and she was like imagining or hallucinating butterflies, and she was following the butterflies, and therefore the butterfly necklace. For this final look, it is actually the one where she gets to meet the empress. This was the look where she had an off-shoulder kind of long dress, sparkly dress, and she had like lots of silver jewelry around her. She had an updo, she had gloves, but I think the main point of the outfit was more like the black dress. She had white gloves on, but I didn't want to give her white gloves, so instead I did a whole spin on her outfit, which was, instead of giving her silver jewelry, I gave her a silver top, which is very classy and also kind of like grand, right? And I obviously gave her like a necklace, but it's more like a jewelry that kind of ties in the entire look. And I gave her those sleeves as sort of like, if you notice, the entire outfit now is very much like a modern, sleek girl, but that's going out to party. And so that was the inspiration. So here you go. These are all the looks from the Anastasia show that I did a remake of on The Sims. And I hope you like it, or if you don't, just let me know what I could have done better. And also let me know if you'd like me to do a print edition of Create a Sims. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe, and you get notifications for my next video. If you want to know how I got all these looks, head on down to my Tumblr in the bio below or description below, and have fun with it. So see you guys in the next one. Bye.